Today I'm making cherry pie. It's one of my favorite types of pies and I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm going to start off by preparing my pie dough. That being said, I do cheat once in a while and buy ready-made dough from the frozen food section. I'm going to need 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 1/4 cup of ice cold butter, and I'm going to pulse the ingredients together until it has a nice crumbly texture. Next, I'll gradually add my ice cold water. It's really important not to overmix, not to allow the dough to warm, so this part needs to be done really fast and quickly. I gradually added the water to avoid over moistening my dough. I just want all the ingredients to combine. My dough has a beautiful consistency. I'm just going to pour it over to my counter and just gently pull it in together. Just with a spatula, cut it in half and shape into little discs. And wrap in cling wrap paper. And these beauties are ready to go into the fridge where I'll allow them to rest for at least a couple of hours. I prepared some dough earlier and these are ready to be rolled out. I'm going to allow my dough to rest at room temperature for a few minutes, and in the meantime I'm going to start preparing my cherry filling. Now you can prepare this pie using either fresh or frozen cherry. If you're going to be using fresh cherry, you can skip this part. All you need to do is combine all the ingredients for the filling together and just place straight into your pie shell. But I have frozen cherry, so I need to cook it so that I can reduce any excess liquid that comes from the cherries. In a medium-sized pot, I'm going to combine about 800 to 900 grams of pitted cherries. Add 2/3 cups of white sugar, 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, and 1/2 teaspoon of almond essence. Bring the mixture to a boil on high heat, then reduce to medium heat and leave to simmer for about 5 minutes. Once the mixture has thickened, place into a bowl and allow to cool before we use it to fill our pie shell. I'm going to leave it in the fridge for about 5 to 10 minutes until I'm ready to use. I've allowed my pie shell to rest for a few minutes at room temperature, and now it'll be easy for me to roll out. I start off by dusting some flour on my counter. Coat the top of the dough ball, dust my rolling pin, and gently flatten the dough into a circular shape. You want it to have a 1/8 of an inch thickness. Then gently roll the dough around the rolling pin and place your pie shell below it so that you can easily roll out the dough over. And I'm just going to gently push the sides in. In the meantime, while I wait for my cherry filling to continue cooling, I'm going to start rolling out the other half of my pie dough. And this will be used to cover my pie shell after I add in the filling. Then cut the dough into strips about 3/4 inch thickness, and this will be used to create a nice lattice weaving effect over the pie dough. I'm now gonna add my cherry filling into my pie crust. And this looks incredible. And then take your pieces of the dough strip and we're going to create a lattice effect on our pie. So the way I like to do it is to gently weave it in and take another strip and gently weave this in. Then just remove the sides. Just pinch everything in. The beauty about this recipe is that because it's homemade, the imperfections is what makes it so perfect. At this point, I'm pretty much ready to bake my pie. All I need to do is brush some egg wash and sprinkle with some sugar, but I want this to rest a little bit more. I want my pie shell to be quite cold before I bake it. So I'm gonna let this rest in the fridge for about an hour. I've allowed my pie to rest a little bit in the fridge and I'm ready to put it into the oven. But before I do, I'm going to prepare my egg wash, and all I need is 1 egg, which I'm gonna whisk together. You can add some milk to your egg wash, but I'm just gonna keep it just purely eggs. And then just coat your pie crust with the wash. Top with a sprinkle of granulated sugar, and this is gonna give the pie crust a lovely color and texture when you're finished. And I like to add generous amounts. I'm gonna bake my pie for 20 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius, then I'll reduce the heat to 185 degrees Celsius and bake for an additional 35 to 40 minutes. My pie has been baking for about 40 minutes now, and then the last 20 minutes, what I'm gonna do is cover the crust with foil, and this protects it from over browning and even burning. And it ensures that the whole pie has a beautiful and consistent color across the board. I just cut my foil into long strips and I'm going to fold it around the edges. And this ensures that the color remains consistently golden brown. My pie is ready and it smells spectacular. My crust has a gorgeous golden brown color. The foil that I used around the edges protected it from burning and allowed the color to remain consistent. Now I'm just gonna let this rest for 3 to 4 hours before I can serve. I like to eat it with some custard. How do you guys like to eat it? Hope you guys like this recipe. Don't forget to subscribe for more wonderful recipes coming your way.